With the newer houses, you won't see this. With the waste pipes on the walls, they'll be down low, under the ground. So you would have to go looking for them. Remember I was talking about the domed grate? Guys, this is exactly what I'm talking about. It's domed. The reason it's domed is so you, not you, but people can't put pot plants or something like that on because they fall off, right? And there's still holes for the stuff to come out. It's light, right? It's what we call pop out. What was the other one?
Just loose.
Yeah, loose and loose, yeah. So, when the drains are blocked, and this is your DT, it comes up, it'll come up under this grate, and it'll lift it up, and it'll go to one side, and then all the gunner runs out outside and not inside the house. I've seen on a few places where down here where it's happened, and it's not very pleasant, because you all, like your shoes and clothes, anything on the ground, it's all, throw away stuff. And then you've got to move out and the house has got to be disinfected and that, so we don't want to sort of have that. So if you see these that are siliconed in or screwed down, take them out, loosen them up, take the screws out, but teach the kids, no putting rocks down there, no putting stuff down there, because it just block it up and then no good, get inside. This is probably similar to what I see in a lot of the communities where they have the shower over the bath. Sometimes you don't have a bath, it's just a shower. So these all have these things here. All fixtures have one of these on them, a P-trap. And the reason for that is it has what we call a water seal inside, so you can't get the smell coming out of the drain because it can't pass through the water, right? So, if you don't have that, the house stink, and we don't want to have, that. So all bath, shower, sink, trough, all them sort of things, they all got a P-trap. Now this is a brass one, but now they're all PVC, right? You can't break this one, right? You break the basin before you break that one sort of thing. But the PVC, as you've probably seen, they break easy, but it's easy for you fellas to sort of change one over if they do break once, when they're PVC. All houses have got floor waste, and this one here is covered up, but that, any spill of water, it'll take it outside so it doesn't go back inside. Maybe someone turn the bath on, put the plug in, and forget it, and all the water go out there. Well, the idea of that one is to take it away so it doesn't sort of go out through the house, and You can take, if the waste pipe blocks, you can take the P-trap off and get down the waste pipe, from inside. But the other thing is to dig up outside, because there should be an IO outside too, and you can get at it from outside. But as I said in the kitchen, or even here, tip fat down there, it's no good, because it solidifies, and it's just like, having a full arm in the pipe. You just can't get it out, and you can't melt it, and just no good. And obviously we've got the toilet, and this is a prime. This house has been empty for a fair while, I'd say, because there's no water in the, and that's a P-trap. That's the same as that thing there, but it's just a 4-inch one, right? And it's moulded into the toilet. Now, because it's got no water in it, you can actually smell in here the drain, the crap out of the drain. And it's not just the smell, that carries bacteria and that in it too. All that's going to do is make your kids crook. They're going to get in the house and that, and it's just going to, it stinks actually. So like that, if you go into a house, because maybe you'll start doing, weekly, fortnightly or something, checks of houses, go through and check things off. If you see a house that's been empty for a while and the P-trap or the water's not in there, or when you walk into the house, you'll be able to tell by the smell that there's something wrong. Go around and turn the taps on so you top everything up. Right, because it might be that cause especially out in the hot weather, it evaporate, and just disappear. So, and it's just a matter of, doing that. Now we've got a water seal back there, and it won't stink anymore. The top part. What's your top part? Your head, right? So that's the head of the drain, and up there, the head of the drain, we've got to have a vent pipe, so that all the smell that comes up the drain. Right, if we had it right down the back there, all the smell would still, all the gases and that would be sitting in the pipe up here and it can't escape. And it's got to be able to escape for the toilet to work properly. You get a big bottle of Coke and you turn it upside down, what's it do? Glug, glug, glug. It's real slow in coming out. But if you put a hole in the top of the bottle, it runs out real quick. That's because it's getting air. That's what this vent pipe does too, right? It allows air into the drain, so everything will run away quick. Otherwise it'll just sit, you know, and that's where you get blockages, because it'll just sit in the pipe and things will, you know, will back up behind it. So every drain has to have a vent, right? And you try to put it up again the head of the line. Everything should have an IO that goes into what we call a fixture. You know, your fixtures are your toilets and sinks and that, right? Right, and you can see there they've got a dot there and a measurement. There's an IO just here. So that's so if this block up or this bit of drain, you can get in there and unblock him. Regular spots all over the place, and this thing here gives you those measurements, and that's why I want to get the plumbers to leave these with your community, so so you've got access to that info. So what the pipe does, this will be high here, right? Highest, and there's a a junction like that goes into the main pipe that comes down here. So that is connected to this main pipe. Then there's a 90-degree bend down here, roughly, and it goes straight across the back. And as it goes down, there's another Y junction here that picks up the toilet. So there'll be another IO down there. And keep going down. Another junction here, pick up that. No, pick up that. Right, so there's a junction here that picks up that DT, and then these ones here, they'll go into the side of the DT. They drill a hole in the side of the pipe and it goes in there. So when the water runs out, it comes across and falls into the DT. Then go straight down the bottom here, turn right, and then go straight out the front. We'll go out the front in a minute and have a look at the inspection shaft, which is like that other one over the other house that was broken out the back. So what we'll do, we'll get a couple of these fittings.
Gary, while you're there, can you just perhaps mention that the floorway scrape?
Right. In laundry, there should be another one up there somewhere. Might be under the ground, that one. Not there already. Where you have a wet area, what we call a wet area, which is your toilet, your bathroom, your laundry, you should have a waste, and that's like the mob that were in the bathroom with me, in the floor, so that takes away any water that might spill on the ground, right? And this flap here, what it does, there's a bend on the end of this pipe, and there's a grate at floor level. The water will go down there, and it'll push this up and escape, right? And what do you reckon the flap's for?
No return.
What was that? Someone said up there?
Stop things from going on.
That's it. Righto, that's it. You don't have that, you get muddy snakes and things crawl up inside. You know, I've seen on a couple of places. Anybody been Carolundy? There's a pipe there, or a spot I call a sump, and it's got 4 of these going into it, but they don't have flaps. So anything can crawl up there and get inside. That was in the classrooms there. You know, and they were going to get it fixed up. So they always got to have a flap. This is what we call a dry floor waste, right? Because it doesn't have a P-trap underneath it, so it doesn't have that seal, right? So it's just a bend, coming out of the flap, and it's called a dry floor waste. Your laundries and that sort of place in your house. Kitchen won't. Your laundry, bathroom. Depends on the older house, laundry, bathroom, toilet will have it. But on the newer houses, it depends on how they do their plumbing on them, because generally they're transportable now. And they plumb them up down here, and the only place you'll get one of them is probably the laundry and maybe the toilet. But I can show you. When I start coming around to your communities, I can do a bit more stuff on that, just to show you, particularly if there's a new house, how they sort of do the plumbing on those, because it is different. You know, this place here is probably maybe 40, 50 years old, and the standard of plumbing back then is totally different to what we do now. You know, I mean, you can see they got, well actually this one might have, that's PVC. See, this has been changed, so they've probably got PVC pipes. But in generally the old place, they have the earthenware pipes. You know, and them ones are easy to break and that. And that's why the tree roots get into them, and that's a big problem in the communities, because you get them trees, they'll travel a long way to get a drink, and they can sense that there's water inside the pipe, and the roots will go around it, squash it, right, break the pipe, and then they get inside and, you know, cause all sorts of havoc. It's the same as what's under the sink, under the trough and that, but this is what is under this fella over here. Right, under there, that's what is there. And these here are for them waste pipes to come into the side. You can get one of them, that's a double. You can get them with 4 coming in. So this fella's underneath. So this has got the water seal again to stop the smell coming out of the drain, right? And the waste pipe goes into it, and it has this loose grate so it can fall off if there's a blockage. Now, this one here, there'll be one of these here to go to that toilet, but you would have a 45-degree bend out of there so it goes straight in. So I'll just put that one in there like that for now, right? You can do it like that and just put one of these caps on there. So it's the same thing as having just a 45-degree bend, right? So then that takes you square into the toilet. You've got an IO to get up to unblock the toilet if you need to. Then we go down here. This one here will go on that angle like that and pick up this one. Sit in there. Okay, down here, but this bend will have an IO on it like that one up the top there, right? So you can get into the drain.
Can't go back much further, mate.
And then there's another bend down here. Now I'll show you the plan in a minute. So, and what's it got all this way? What's the pipe got? Grade, right? It's got fall this way. And then from here it goes straight down the side and out to that sewer connection point out the front. So when you see a fitting or a vent or that, you know, it's not just a pipe that comes out of the ground. There's always something underneath that interconnects it and gets it working. These pipes between here, you should be able to put a mirror in here, which I should have bought. We got mirrors, special mirrors that fit inside the drain, and you can actually have a look and see that that pipe is straight. So it's not like a snake, right? So it's what we call a straight bore, right? Like a rifle, straight inside, so the bullet come out proper. So that comes straight down here, straight bore, nothing there to stop, like collect any paper or that as it goes through and then build up, right? There's no, when the plumber's put the pipes in, if he cuts the pipe, he's got to take the burr off the end of it. You know, when you cut something that leaves that, you know, excess like material that you cut, they've got to clean that off so it's a nice clean edge, and it comes straight down here and then around the corner. If they don't take the burr off, it can actually catch the paper and that and then build up, and then you've got a blockage.